Paradoxes are puzzles that defy logic and challenge our understanding of reality. Let's dive into 20 of the most intriguing paradoxes that will leave you questioning everything. The liar paradox is one of the simplest yet most perplexing paradoxes. When someone says, "This statement is false," it creates a loop of confusion. If the statement is true, then it must be false. But if it's false, then it must be true. This paradox traps us in a never-ending contradiction. Similarly, the barber paradox presents an impossible scenario. In a town, the barber shaves everyone who doesn't shave themselves. But who shaves the barber? If he shaves himself, he breaks the rule. If he doesn't, then, by the rule, he must shave himself, creating an unsolvable situation. Time travel gives us another classic paradox, the grandfather paradox. If you go back in time and kill your grandfather before your parent is born, how can you exist to go back in time in the first place? It's a logical impossibility. Another paradox of identity is the Ship of Theseus. Imagine a ship that has every part replaced over time. Is it still the same ship? And if you rebuilt the ship using the old parts, which one is the true Ship of Theseus? This paradox makes us question what defines identity and change. The Zeno's paradox questions how motion is even possible. To reach a destination, you must first go halfway, then halfway again, and so on. If you keep having the distance, how can you ever reach the end? The Sawrite's paradox plays with the idea of vague concepts. If you remove one grain of sand from a heap, it's still a heap. But if you keep removing grains, when does it stop being a heap? It challenges our understanding of how we define seemingly simple ideas. The omnipotence paradox questions the very nature of power. Can an all-powerful being create a stone so heavy that even they can't lift it? If they can, then they aren't all-powerful because they can't lift the stone. If they can't create it, they aren't all-powerful either. It's a paradox that seems to limit the idea of unlimited power. In daily life, we encounter paradoxes like the catch-22, where you need experience to get a job, but you can't get experience without a job. It's a frustrating cycle that many face in reality. The twin paradox is a mind-bending thought experiment from Einstein's theory of relativity. Imagine two twins, one who travels near the speed of light while the other stays on Earth. When the traveler returns, they are younger than the twin who stayed behind. It shows how time can behave differently depending on how fast you're moving. Another paradox from probability is the Monty Hall problem. In a game show, you pick one of three doors. Behind one is a car, and behind the others, goats. After revealing a goat behind one door, should you switch your choice? Statistically, switching gives you a better chance of winning, even though most people feel like sticking with their original choice is safer. The Russell's paradox challenges our understanding of sets. Imagine a set of all sets that do not contain themselves. Does this set contain itself? If it does, it contradicts its definition. And if it doesn't, it still contradicts its definition. This paradox exposes the complexities in the foundation of mathematics. Similarly, the Banach-Tarski paradox defies our understanding of geometry. It states that you can theoretically split a ball into pieces and rearrange them into two identical balls. This paradox shows that even the rules of geometry can lead to seemingly impossible results. The bootstrap paradox involves time travel and asks, if you send information or an object back in time, who created it originally? The object seems to exist without an origin, leading to a loop with no clear beginning or end. Another paradox of motion is the dichotomy paradox. Similar to Zeno's, before reaching your goal, you must first get halfway, then halfway again. If this process never ends, how do you ever reach your destination? In the paradox of the ravens, observing a black raven seems to confirm the statement, all ravens are black. But does observing a red apple, which is not a raven, also confirm it? This paradox challenges how we make generalizations. The boy or girl paradox is a probability puzzle. If a family has two children and you know one is a boy, what are the chances that the other is also a boy? The answer is more complex than it seems at first glance. The Quine's paradox involves self-referential statements, like yields falsehood when preceded by its quotation. When you place the quotation before it, it leads to an undecidable outcome, creating a logical puzzle. In social settings, the friendship paradox shows that, on average, your friends have more friends than you do. This happens because people with more friends are likely to appear in more social circles, creating a skewed perception of popularity. The arrow paradox questions the nature of motion. In any single instant, an arrow in flight is not moving. If it's not moving at any instant, how is it ever in motion? Finally, the paradox of the unexpected hanging presents a scenario where a prisoner is told they will be hanged on a surprise day next week. The prisoner tries to reason that it can't happen, but when it does, it still manages to be a surprise, proving that reasoning itself can sometimes fail us.